Spice Run Wilderness Area is one of 5 or 6 that were created in the Monongahela National Forest. It's 6,030 acres, and it kind of straddles the Greenbrier and Pocahontas County line. The western side borders the Greenbrier River. There's no roads actually going into it. There are no trails, and there's no campgrounds. There's really nothing there that's been developed or shows a trace of man, I guess, except it was logged during the turn of the century. I was doing a Google search of the Spice Run Wilderness yesterday and checking some of the websites for hiking clubs. And while there is some interest expressed from people wanting to check it out, I've only found like one account of a guy actually going in and walking around in Spice Run. That was a photographer who waded across the Greenbrier River and walked up the mouth of Spice Run to get in that way. We'll be trying it from a different angle today, on the other side, driving up this kind of muddy one-lane road and hitting it from the headwaters of Spice Run, going downstream. This sign was up since I was here a week ago. It identifies it as Spice Run Wilderness. It's the only indication that it's actually here. Due to its roadless nature and the fact that there's not much human activity going on here other than, hunting, I guess, for the last 50 or 60 years, it made it a candidate for inclusion in the new Wilderness Act. Well, among other things, it can't have any roads, buildings, I guess power lines. They try to avoid them anyway. In the east, they're a little bit looser on the interpretation of wilderness than they are in the west because most of the east has been logged over once. There's some beavers out here. They're fairly active. They've got this section of the stream dammed up. They were at one time almost extinct in West Virginia. I think it was like in the 30s and 40s, and now they're pretty much back everywhere. So it's not real rare to see a beaver dam, but it's kind of nice to find one this soon into the wilderness. There's some pretty fresh cuttings around here, so they're active. The Forest Service made a little game clearing here for wildlife habitat before they made this a wilderness area in this little field to improve wildlife for hunting. It's probably for deer and turkey. There's been a couple of Bigfoot expeditions in West Virginia in the last 5 or 6 years. 2 of them that I know about were both in this general area in Greenbrier County. I guess we might be just over in the Pocahontas County side right now, but in the general vicinity of Watauga State Park and Calvin Price Forest. I think this last one they had was a couple years ago. They didn't actually see one. They reportedly heard them drumming and throwing rocks. Heard some interesting drumming sounds a while ago. Who knows? But I think there's probably a better explanation than Bigfoot's drumming on something.
You can bring your vehicle here, but when you step off the left side of this road, you're in the wilderness area. And you can see there's no place to park, there's no place to camp. So we've been locked out. Pretty much told us that bottom was going to be locked and you couldn't camp in there no more.
My name is Jerry Questenberry, and I've been hunting up here for 44 years. It really started out with my dad. We called it the White Oak Hunting Club. Everybody that comes into our group, we watch them for a while and then give them an Indian name. I used to be Red Hawk, but now since my hair's got white, they call me Snow Owl because we all care about the land. It's just aggravating that we can't do what we used to do.
This is one of those places that was logged at the turn of the century, and it's coming back pretty good. It's just more of a pristine kind of environment.